you watch Akademiks and check it out because it's two ways to look at this, all right? If Meek Mill was an average Negro, okay, if he was a Mike Brown, Walter Scott, Freddie Gray, okay, the numerous other black men who lost their lives at the hands of police when they were unarmed, okay, if Meek Mill was one of them, he'd be dead. Point blank, period. Okay, if Meek Mill was the average black person who got booked on gun charges and charges of assaulting the police, I don't think he'll even make it to a courtroom. Remember, okay, in his admission, Meek Mill said the cops claimed that he was chasing them with the motherfucking guns like 7 years ago, okay? And they testified in front of a judge, and after all of that, they had a gun charge on him and also assaulting the police. They said, you know what, Meek, we're going to give you a little bit of jail, but we're going to put you on probation. Okay, the police testified, they cried. Okay, now, if you think about that, you'd be like, damn, black people actually get those type of deals? Usually, they kill you if you fuck with them like that. Okay, now, somehow he got off with probation. As I said, the average Negro would not have gotten off with probation. Kill him, or lock him up and throw away the key. So I just want to put this in perspective. I got to phrase it from two different viewpoints because on one side, we could look at Meek like, yo, I know you're complaining about probation and the system, but you're actually pretty lucky. An average Negro would not even get the chances you are, okay? You violated your probation a couple of times, and you're still allowed to be in the free world, okay? Now, on the other side, you got to look at it like, yo, damn. This dude has been on probation for about like 10 years. Now, this is something, the incident that happened that caused him to go on probation actually stemmed from like something that happened a decade ago. Why the fuck? And you're seeing that, and even the prosecutor this time around finally admitted that, yo, Meek Mill is changing. But it seems no matter what, they still want to keep the probation over Meek Mill's head. Maybe because they want him to always answer to the system. Maybe because they want to keep him in the system. Or maybe they just kind of want to extend the time period that he eventually fucks up, that in the end, they could be like, gotcha, nigga, okay? So maybe you can have that type of school of thought. But today, okay, we found out Meek Mill's fate. Basically, if you're wondering what happened, he showed up in front of court, and he's been doing a lot of philanthropic things in the last couple of weeks. He's been giving out food to the homeless, handing out hoagies, okay, speaking to the kids, teaming up with the Sixers, doing a lot of charitable things. Now, the judge said, listen, Meek, I'm going to sentence you to 6 to 12 months in county jail. Now, that's the sentence that he got. Okay, 6 to 12 months in county jail, but the judge says, yo, listen, you're a celebrity, you're a superstar. You could spend the 6 to 12 months in your house, okay? So I'll give you house arrest and you could get time served. So chill out in your mansion, you could basically serve 6 to 12 months. But it gets even better because he would only have to do 3 months because he's eligible for parole after 3 months. Now, the weird thing about the sentencing is that the stipulations to the sentencing seems kind of like a little bit of hating because it seems like the judge really don't want Meek Mill to make music, okay? Now, there's a couple of stipulations, right? On March 1st, he's going to have to turn himself in. He's going to have to wear an ankle bracelet. He still can't travel. And after March 1st, he's going to be in house arrest. So, yeah, he can't travel from the bedroom to the bathroom to the fucking, like, gym. And I'm hoping he has a studio, but he can't record. The judge says he can't record. Okay, now, it gets a little bit tricky because not only can he record, the judge actually said that he can't release music, which is a little bit odd. Now, let me just give you the legalities or the technicalities behind it, and I was trying to make this point on Twitter, which is completely legit. When Future puts out an album, Future didn't put out an album, right? The label that owns Future's music, they put out an album, which is Epic Records. If somebody like, I don't know, say Drake put out an album, Drake didn't put out an album, basically Cash Money put out an album. So there's ways to get around it, and of course, a Meek Mill's label is not on trial, so you can't really tell a label that Meek Mill signed to not put out his music, unless you file an injunction, unless you drag that label into court. So really, it's kind of like an empty threat, in my opinion. Now, he can't record any music like currently, so he can't be like, yo, I'm in the studio. No more fucking snippet videos like, yo, I'm in the studio. No, stop all that shit, okay? But I still think they could release music. Now, is the label going to do it? The label's not going to fuck around with the judge. Not going to piss off the judge. The judge obviously will have the opportunity to talk to Meek Mills in about 4 months, right? Because he goes in on the 1st, and then he's going to stay for 3 months, right? The judge could then, if they feel like Meek Mill's trying to go around the process, be like, yo, fuck all this, go to jail, okay? So Meek Mill actually got off pretty light, okay? But not really, because what's really bothersome for me is that he got another 6 years on probation. Another 6 years. Now, I don't even know when he's supposed to get off probation now, but it tells us that he will be on probation till at least 2022. Okay, so while he is getting a break because, listen, state prison where he could have went down for a couple of years ain't no fucking joke, he's still going to be in the system. He's still going to have to report where he's going when he gets off in a couple of months. He still is going to have to submit piss tests. He still will face the same risk that he faced when he got violated in the past. So we might be going through this again. And then the next time, he might not go back on house arrest. He might actually go to jail. So the judge actually spoke to him, spoke to Nicki, and which is kind of boggles my mind. I mean, listen, I love Nicki and everything, but Nicki is not this guy's husband. Like, I heard the judge brought Nicki and Meek back to like her chambers or whatever and talked to them both. And I'm like, what the fuck does Nicki have to do with this? Yes, Nicki's a superstar. What the fuck are you talking to Nicki about? You know what I mean? Now, I'm telling you, it's preferential treatment going on here. I mean, these people are superstars. They're not regular people, okay? If you're a regular fucking criminal with a fucked up hairline and a fucked up looking mustache and you look fucking broke, the judge ain't gonna talk to you in private. He's gonna say, arrest this motherfucker, make sure he spends at least 5 in there, and let me talk to him in 5 years. It's not gonna be nothing else, okay? So Meek Mill's kind of getting a break. I'm hoping that everything works out well, but he won't be able to put out music, and I don't think the label will put out music on his behalf, so we're not gonna have music at least until June. So he can't put out any music in March, April, and May. Now, it's unclear if he could put out music before March, but I would probably think he won't even test the judge. Listen, the judge spoke. You don't want to even try to seem like you're trying to get around what they're trying to do. Okay, so get in the comment box what you guys like. Meek Mill has avoided jail, but it seems like he will not be working, and he can't perform. He can't put out music. He can't show up to no appearances. He really can't do anything to make money in the next 4 months. Okay, get a comment box what you guys like. Definitely subscribe to your boy Akademiks. And by the way, the 3-month house arrest, it could be more. It's supposed to be 6 to 12. But if he doesn't fuck up, so he has to chill out, not fuck up, or else that 6 months or that 3 months that he's going to definitely spend could turn into 6 or maybe 12, or he could go to state prison or actually county prison, because that's what the stipulation was. Get a comment box your boy Akademiks. Make sure you guys like, definitely subscribe. I'm out.